Let's begin with the first presenter. I would like to welcome Dr. Prakash Patil, who is a senior researcher and fruit coordinator from the Indian Council for Agriculture Research, or ICAR. And he's currently based at the Indian Institute of Horticultural Research, Bangalore, Karnataka. Dr. Prakash Patil is coordinator for 9 fruit crops at 50 ICAR ARCRP centers, or what it means is All India Coordinated Research Project Centers located in different parts of the country. And during his career of 27 years at ICAR, he has been involved with macro-propagation techniques and germplasm management, especially of bananas. Dr. Prakash has also worked on improving yield and quality of jackfruit and pomelo. He has also been involved in financial and budgetary planning in project implementation, and also a stint as CEO of a technology business incubator of IRHR called BEST Horticulture, or Business Entrepreneurship and Startup Support through Technology in Horticulture. Dr. Prakash has authored and edited more than 100 publications, including technical bulletins and book chapters. He is also a recipient of 2 gold medals, Karnataka State Award in 1989, and also the H.S. Mehta Memorable Young Scientist Award. And of course, Dr. Prakash is an active bureau officer for TFNet. Now, with that impressive CV, I welcome Dr. Prakash to kindly proceed with his presentation on the status of the jackfruit industry in India. Dr. Prakash, kindly proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yacob and Dorothy, and all the member countries representative, my dear participants. Thanks to TFNet for the very timely organizing this webinar series, and on behalf of India, I extend greetings to all the presenters and participants. I will be sharing my presentation. Please see. And is my slide is visible? Can anyone respond? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can see.
Is my presentation is visible?
Yes, Dr. Prakash.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dorothy. I'll be making the brief presentation on the status of jackfruit industry in India, because we said it is an underutilized, but over the years, I think since the last 15 years, a lot of progress has been done. Now we call this as a more potential or a future crop of India, and no more an underutilized. We has a potential crop. I'll be extending greetings to all the members on the eve of the Azad Ki Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of India's independence. Country is celebrating. Greetings to all the members from India, and I'll be covering with the background what is the production trends and SWOT analysis for any industry to take up further steps, and especially on the research fronts, what is the plant genetic resources status, crop improvement, what has been done, what are the agro-techniques we have developed, and what value addition and diversification has been done. Having done, the other part is on industry outlook, what is happening in the country, and the future thrust. Having done so much, what is our future plans, and I will be taking out the conclusion message. You know that jackfruit is originated in Western Ghats of India, and it is both mature and immature fruits have been very economic value, and it's very high nutritional value fruit, and rich in dietary fiber, and one of the greater yield giving fruit trees in the fruit category. And in India, it is farmers' household fruit, and the backyard cultivation is very promising. Looking at the production trends in India, you can see it has been producing about 19 lakh or nearing 20 lakhs metric tons from an area of around 1.8 lakh hectare currently. From 1.5 to almost it is 1.8. Area is increasing. Production is also increasing. If you see the production trends, the bars of 17 and 17.64 lakh tons, it is because of the backyard cultivation. No
I think there's a technical issue here. We'll give Dr. Prakash some time to fix. Yeah, we'll give Dr. Prakash some time to fix up his computer or his internet. Just give us a second. I think he's trying to log on. Yeah? Okay, you're on.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Sorry,
yes. Yeah.
I'm extremely sorry. Suddenly there was an interruption.
Oh, yeah, please go ahead. Thank you.
When you look back the global market share, you can see Asia Pacific region contributes around 37% and Europe 23%, 12% the rest of the world, North and South America almost 20 and 8% is the global market share in the jackfruit, sharing that Asia Pacific region has a great potentiality. And SWOT analysis, if you look, it is a multi-purpose tree and heavy bearer, as I was telling, rich source of vitamins and nutrients. And it's one of the hardy crop, and a wide range of products are available. That when you look for the diversification. But the weakness as of now is as you less underutilized crops like mango or other fruit crops. We do not have a lot of varieties. Specific purpose like potato chips purpose, you have specific. If you use for table purpose, you have specific. But here we do not have that kind of specific varieties, which is going to come. And the expansion can happen if you have a larger scale multiplication. And we need to perfect the complete production package because this is mainly grown in the backyards are a natural growing. The organized cultivation is just started. And when industry has to take up, we need to have a mechanized flake separation, like mechanized juice extractor in any other crops like pineapple or mango. We need to have a mechanized flake separation. Seasonality, of course, it is not only for this crop, any other crop also. Odor like durian, jackfruit also, some some parts of the country, they may not really like. We need to look, there are varieties available in the country now. And consumer acceptability, because when production upscaling industry has to look, we need to have what is the consumer acceptability, then only you can have a upscaling and marketing diversified. And fresh fruit, of course, export now is started. Malaysia is exporting to China and all for a short distance. If you are going for a long distance transport for a more than 10 hours, the transit time, we need to have the proper mechanism on that. Opportunities, yes, wide range of diversity is available in most of the jackfruit growing countries. And we have a important product we can upscale because of high nutritional value, and so that we can add a newer products in the existing market globally, as it is rich source of vitamins, mineral and nutraceutical, very good for the wasteland utilization. And that will help the conservation activities and also land utilization in any of the countries we are looking in, especially in India. It generates rural employment. The country is focusing on the developing the rural employment so that the farmers' income can be increased. And if we develop improved agro techniques, we can double presently around 10 tons per hectare, which you can go to up to 20 tons per hectare. Lot of demand is happening. As I showed, a global market trend, the demand for this kind of product is there. The major threat is we need to have, where are the markets? We need to have a which the parts of the country, world, and which period of the year is best, and look for the consumer taste. Feedback is required. We need to document that kind of. And especially in the Indian context, it is available in rainy season. A lot of the losses are there. We need to have assembly mechanism. That is one of the threats we are addressing on that. And many hotspots have been already identified, different parts of the country, which are areas, what is the kind of diversity available, so that we will be able to tap the available diversity. That's how we are looking. And so far around 1,000 plus accessions have been already collected. We have documented so that to have a better utilization for the farmer perspective. Some of the a dozen or more than 10 varieties have been developed in the country, and popular varieties now are in the southern parts. There are less gum types, Palu run, what you say in the first one, and the other one is heavy bearer. That is the under high humid tropical conditions. And the Palu run is slightly not under high humid, but it can come under semi-arid or arid conditions also. Same is true PLR2 from the southern parts in the Tamil Nadu conditions, and the Karnataka one recently developed varieties, which the specialty is it bears primary, secondary branches throughout the tree. Normally it bears on the trunk, but this has the potential to bear entire. And of late, carotenoid content is one of the major component people are looking. Color is also. And the last 4 or 5 years, there are many varieties. One of the variety is Sindoor, and I'll also be sharing one more variety, farmer's variety, which is becoming popular of late and lot of demand in the planting material. That's also seen. And these are the other less gum types which we have identified and we are using for the breeding purpose in the years to come. If you see Sidhu also one of the farmer variety, now farmer has a trip 10, 100 times his income has been because of the planting material production. And it is the size of the fruit is one of the important, almost 2 to 3 kg, and a household consumption becomes very easy. And the mechanical flake separation are not required. Locally, it can be used. That's how it is gaining popularity. And it has very high carotenoid content of almost around 5 mg per 100 gram fruit. Other than this, there are many varieties have been available. I think Apari has published on publication. You can see Dr. Ghosh, the former Deputy Director General of Horticulture Science, also published. Sidhu Jack is a red flake, small fruited fruit, which has been popular, and many of the varieties. Of course, these are listed, but it has not taken a larger area. Very few have been multiplied, and it's becoming. That will help us to go on a large scale. And now the farmers are also finding it difficult. If you see red font, when we look at, we are generating the information so that farmers has a choice in selection of varieties based on their need. These are the information gap. Now we are addressing that so that the consumers or farmers will have a more idea on the particular variety so that they will be able to cultivate on the based on the need. And most of these in the country we are looking for the table purpose. But as you know, jackfruit has potential as a vegetable, and also when it has to go on a large scale, processed product has to go. Processing varieties also has to go. And we have identified these are the attributes to be selected when you go for the large scale cultivation. If you go for the table purpose, if you go for vegetable purpose, if you go for processing. But our current trend mainly is on the selection of table purpose. In the coming years, we will be able to identify some of the varieties. And in the country, an Indian Council of Agriculture Research under the Ministry of Agriculture, we have developed a scorecard because selection becomes really difficult. What should be the weightage to be given for what parameter when you look for the table purpose, and the scoring of 100, so that we will be able to assign the score and be able to select the proper variety in the industry. The can be, and these are the perfection of late. The budding has become easy popular, so that we will be able to produce more plants. And some of the biotic stress, fruit borer is becoming problematic when we go for the monoculture. Of course, we are developing proper management practices. It's not a difficult, but this is the national level we have seen. And disease also, fruit rot and Phytophthora, the collar rot is wherever water stagnation or some cases, maybe 1 or 2% in orchards were getting. These are all future projections to manage the crop when you go for the large scale cultivation. And value addition and diversification is one when the area increases. Today we are having 1.95 lakh hectares. When you increase, definitely we need to have a industry, the upscaling. Our institute where I am based has developed 2 products, Arca Jackies, Arca chocolates. Arca is the trade name of the institute, and even mechanical peeler, so that minimal processing can be done and will help us to make it the vegetable purpose jackfruit. And if you see, there are many value-added products are available, and that is small scale production in the farmer producer organization or small farmers units. They are the producing and having local market. But when it has to go to globally, the industry has to take. And that kind of, I have around 10 industry list which are making the various products. If you see second column, jackfruit flour, jackfruit nutri-fruit, dehydrated green jackfruit. Flour is one of the very important ingredient which is being used in the uh, cakes and also replacing wheat to some extent, so that will be becoming a very nutritious fruit. And Wonder Jack is another trader who is looking, and Island Valley Delights, Jackfruit 365. I should make a mention. Software engineer who is mainly focusing on the high-end markets, star hotels, wherein various products are being introduced by him, and he is expanding his products in the globally also. And Mother Dairy, you may be knowing Indian, the industry. It's 1.3 billion USD industry, Safal. It is not only for jackfruit, they are, but now they have entered in the food industry of frozen jackfruit also. They are also becoming popular. Nutrilac, Nutty Yogi, and Jackfruit Company. These are some of the top 10 companies wherein they have. These are the one who have entered on the use of jackfruit also, because when it has to go diversification, participation of those industries will really help in the global trade. And why is food manufacturer, if they involve, definitely it is projected to drive market growth, and use of jack at a vegan meat substitute, which is going to add in the global market and boost the demand. Challenges is low shelf life and market growth. That's what I was telling. Export of the real fruit is difficulty because of the size and also some of the COVID restrictions. I think that will overcome. It's only a current few years, and the country globally we are facing the challenge. I think definitely we will overcome that challenge. That's not a major problem. And trends, as I was telling, immunity boosting substance and jackfruit flavored products are leading players in the market. And jackfruit as a substitute as a meat, it's going to be real the contributor, and has to expected in the project demand in the coming years. And assembly is the major project, and problem being the big size, and the country is working out what should be the mechanism, how we can go it. And fresh consumption also, we are going to increase the supply chain. If supply chain is increased, definitely it is going to increase the opportunities. And the status at the country level, we have made a good documentation success in the diversity documentation. Propagation has been really good. We are able to meet the demand of the country's planting material. Average varietal wealth, because now as of now, country has the varieties on the table purpose. We are looking to develop varieties for the waste processing and vegetable purpose. When the soil-borne pathogens are becoming problematic in any tree species, we need to have a root stock. We are looking on that. Agrotechnics, as of now, it is still, I think, below average. We are definitely going to, when the monoculture is going to happen, we will be addressing. We made the plant protection trials are going on. Value addition is really good success. Small scale industries are doing really good in the country, and to increase the export, the potentiality is only our link and the market linkage we are going. Awareness campaign has been very good, like these webinars, many webinars in the country level. Lesson learned is what we are looking is develop a complete good agriculture practice, so that the product is naturally grown, less residues on the pesticide, so that we will be able to meet the global requirement. And our productivity presently it is 10 tons per hectare. We are looking for almost doubling, 20 tons. Honorable Prime Minister of India's call is to increase the farmers' income. We are looking in that direction. And with this, our future thrust is we are looking diversity enriching and developing varieties for the processing and vegetable purpose. We are looking for the organic cultivation, upscaling and marketing. I have one more slide to share. Sorry, there was interruption. Am I audible now? Can anyone respond?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. The another is mechanized flake separation. I was telling when industry has to do that has to be really good. And documenting the Indian technical knowledge, indigenous technical knowledge is very important. We are looking and custodian farmers of jackfruit so that diversity is conserved. It is not by the conservation of diversity by the institution. We are encouraging farmer participation in the conservation. Community participation in the consumption diversity will have a long way in the any diversity conservation or maintenance at the regional or global level. We are also putting more emphasis on the clinical data so that the consumers are well aware on our claims. Our the major the thing is I was sharing what is the statistics we are expecting. We are aiming for 20 tons per hectare. Clinical data we are looking, and now we are looking the what diversity, which are the hotspots, unidentified material. We are looking for that, so that we will be able to propagate such materials which are in demand and which is fit for upscaling. We are looking the global market and see that what is required. This kind of the webinar will really give us an idea what is the global requirement, which kind of products are requiring, so that and this kind of upscaling we are encouraging participation of our growers, farmers, producers organization is one concept which country is looking, and we want to encourage so that the product upscaling will happen and farmers get the major share of the benefit, and that awareness programs is country looking. For that to happen, we are addressing the challenge and what is vision, and for that policymaker government is thinking how best we have to support this kind of the mission mode or board mode, so that we'll be bridging the link between the farmer, consumers and traders. That's how we are addressing and able to meet the industry need on this potential food crop of our country. And with this, I'll be failing my duty if I don't thank the organized Indian Council of Agriculture Research under Ministry of Agriculture and collaborative organization of state agriculture and horticulture universities, ICAR institutions, all the scientific staff, officer in charge, nodal officer associated in project, and my project coordinator in staff. Of course, last but not least, the thanks to International Tropical Fruit Network for their timely organizing this meeting and inviting us to share our the progress made and also linking globally to make us win-win situation. Thank you one and all. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to share one of my talk. Thank you. Over to Dr. Jacob.